We've put probably 5, maybe a little bit more, maybe 8 hours on this thing. You're supposed to do a 5-hour oil change because it's a break-in period and you want to get that oil out of there and put in a new filter. So that's what I'm fixing to do right now. This has the Kohler 7000 series engine, 24 horsepower 7000 series. And basically to change the oil, all you do is go to where this hose is and it comes down. And you're going to have a plug at the end. And you're going to have a bolt head at the end of that plug for the hose right here. I put a 3/4 inch closed in on the hose, on the bolt head of the hose. And then I took a 1/2 inch closed in and I put that over the plug. And when you first go to take it off, they have this like Loctite on there. So it's on there pretty good. But if you line up the wrenches close enough together, you can just squeeze them really hard and break that loose. And that's how I took them off. But yeah, the first time you take those off, it's gonna be pretty tight, most likely because of that Loctite they have on there. But I am gonna let this sit and drain for a while, and then I'm gonna fill it back up with 10W30 full synthetic. I'm gonna put a new oil filter on, which I've already got right here. This was the one it said to do. It is a 1205001 full flow oil filter, Kohler engines. So this is actually a Kohler branded filter. And that's what I'm going to be putting back on. So I'm going to let this drain for a little while I go get the oil filter wrench and take the oil filter off. This is the kind of stuff that drives me crazy. This is a brand new machine, straight from the factory. The oil filter is on there so freaking tight that I've tried 2 different oil filter wrenches. This was the one that could get the smallest. I even put a piece of rubber in there to see if I could make it latch down hard enough. I ended up bruising up my thumb, ripping all the skin off my thumb, trying to get this thing off. I've almost bent this screwdriver getting this thing loose, and I've only turned it maybe of a 1/4 of a turn, and it's still on there super tight. I mean, come on. What are you people doing lugging these things on so tight? It's an oil filter. So if you get one of these and it's your first oil filter change and you're doing it yourself, you may have some fun getting this filter off. I just want to let you know. This is the first negative that I have found on this mower, and it just drives me crazy. Anyways, luckily I'm doing my own oil change this time, and I will not be putting the oil filter back on that tight. So I got the new one on. Yes, shame on you, either Kohler or Cub Cadet or whatever company put that on. But right there, it says tighten 3/4 to 1 turn after gasket contacts base. That's hand tight. I was able to tighten that almost 1.5 turns after the gasket touched the base just by hand. So why did it take 2 oil filter wrenches and then me having to puncture a screwdriver through the oil filter to get it off? Completely unacceptable. Also remember to oil your rubber gaskets before you put them on so that they don't melt to the engine when it's running. Again, something the engine company should know. Anyways, oil filter's on. Oil's drained, no more oil dripping out. So I'm going to put the plug back in and fill her up. All right, now I'm fixing to put about 2 quarts back in. I got the funnel in the fill up where the dipstick goes. And I'm going to put in about 2 quarts of this synthetic. All right, thank y'all very much. Hey, subscribe if you're still here. That really helps us out. Thanks.